Good afternoon and welcome once again. My name is John. I am Orphan Car Garage and I'm located in Abington, Massachusetts, which is about 30 minutes south of Boston. Super excited to show you this car that's here in front of us. It's actually the poster child of our business here. If you see our logo online or in our signage or in our plate advertising, it uses the front end of this car to signify who we are. That being Orphan Car Garage. This is a true orphan car in front of us. Needs no introduction. This is an Edsel. Not a Ford Edsel, but Edsel. Edsel was its own division of Ford, introduced in 1958, only lasting until the 1960 model year. There's a lot of reasons why the Edsel division didn't last. You could ask 6 people and maybe get 6 different answers. I like to think Ford kind of did it to themselves by not marketing the car correctly. General Motors had it down pat with their step-through program from Chevrolet all the way up to Cadillac. Ford and Chrysler always sort of struggled with that. Ford thought that the Edsel line was going to change that for them, and it didn't. It ended up basically competing with itself, with the Mercury. The car was supposed to be placed in the lineup just below Mercury, and in the end, the pricing of an Edsel was about the same, and in some cases more than a comparable Mercury. So it ended up competing with itself rather than Pontiac or Oldsmobile or even DeSoto over at Chrysler. But regardless of all that, what we have is a really cool finished product here. And this is a 1959 model. 1959 models were washed down quite a bit from the 1958 with that iconic horse collar grille. It's still prevalent in the 1959, just not as much so as 1958. Ford had sort of understood that the styling of the car, not just the pricing, was turning a lot of people off. So they really started to wash things down by 1959. This is a Ranger model, and a lot of the components in this car share its off-the-shelf fill with other full-size Fords from 1959. The dashboard is very reminiscent of, say, of 1959 Fairlane. Just a little different touches to add to the Edsel. In 1958, the car fell short of sales expectations. I think they sold about 68,000 Edsels in 1958, far less than they had hoped. 1959, that almost cut in half to about 46 or 47,000 cars. 1958, there were 18 different Edsel models to choose from, also adding to the confusion in selling the vehicle, I would assume. That was cut way down in 1959. 58, they were built on 2 different frames, the larger Mercury frame, the smaller Ford frame. That all changed in 1959. They're all based on the Ford frame, including this Ranger. So the Ranger was the base entry-level model. We have a 4-door sedan here. This car has a 292 V8 engine, which I will show you momentarily. This car is a really, really nice driving classic. Really a great family car that the previous owner used it for just that, owned it for many, many years, took his family to car shows and to summer events, cookouts, the beach, and he really enjoyed this car. He was also very fastidious with its maintenance, and I have a lot of receipts to go along with that. This is a really, really nice car. Obviously a repaint of the original black, but very, very nice. Very well done. Not hardly a flaw in the paint at all. As you can see, it shines really nice. We had it professionally buffed and detailed. The chrome and the trim on the car appears to be original. Overall, very, very nice. There is some tarnishing on the bumpers that I'll show you here in a second. Right there. There you go. See, there's some tarnishing on those bumpers. I'm assuming they're original. But overall, very presentable and very serviceable. Nice center grille with that correct green spear. The Edsel letters. Fender ornaments in place. Nice stainless trim down the side. Hardly a flaw to be had. Both sides of the car. Going around to the back bumper, we see again some tarnishing. Nothing too bad. Obviously an original bumper. It's never been re-chromed. Overall, very presentable. A little bit of pitting in the taillights. Again, about what you'd expect for a 60-plus-year-old car. We just put these brand new wide white wall tires on the car, and I think it really sets it off beautifully. When we received the car, it just had the standard white walls on it. Just did not do the car justice. These make the car pop. Again, this car is equipped with a 292 V8 and an automatic transmission. Here's the interior of the car. There's a really cool old oil change sticker there, which I always get a kick out of. Odometer shows 36,533. We make no claim that that's original. We're going to assume that it's 136,533, but who knows? We're just going to sell the car as true mileage unknown. Nicely reupholstered seats. We've been told that the original Edsel fabric covering is under these covers. I didn't verify that, but I have reason to believe that the owner had no reason to tell me a tale. He says that the original is under there, and the back seat was actually in very good condition. He just wanted to make the seats usable for his family and a little bit more comfortable. They're very nicely done, very tasteful. Original door panels, a very nice headliner with no stains or cracks or rips. Dashboard nicely sorted, a Motorola AM radio. That's probably a dealer installed radio from 1959. I don't think the factory radio would say Motorola on it. Motorola was an aftermarket division of Ford. So we're going to assume that that radio was added at the dealer. This car probably came from the factory as a radio delete car. Power steering. A nice feature in this car. The car has power steering. We'll start it up for you now and open the hood. Starts right up like that every time. While I'm in here, I'll tell you that the gas gauge does not work, and we've diagnosed that as a gauge issue. So the problem is at the gauge. Sending unit's been replaced and did not correct the issue. Everything else on the dash works. Before I open the hood, I want to show you this cool sun visor. Never seen one of those on an Edsel before, and it's obviously made for it. It fits it like a glove. We've never seen that. We don't know if it's a Ford accessory or aftermarket from 1959, but very, very interesting and rare accessory. And of course, we also have the door vent visors as well that kind of make the whole package set off nicely. I want to show you this engine bay because it's really detailed nice. Very, very nicely detailed. This car has always been serviced by a Edsel fanatic, technician, mechanic on the North Shore of Massachusetts. They were very, very careful with what they did and always did things correctly. They are the ones that detailed this engine and did a beautiful job. There's your power steering. Very nice running V8. It's a 292 V8. No smoke or strange noises coming out of the exhaust. Nice burble to the exhaust. Just a really nice driver quality classic. Everyone's gonna think you paid way more. That engine just purrs like a kitten. And again, the way that paint just gleams in the sun, you could almost dive into it. So there you have it, 1959 Edsel Ranger Sedan. Orphan Car Garage pricing, $13,900. This car literally needs nothing but a driver. You could drive this home today with no issues. I can arrange transport to anywhere. Just shoot me your zip code and I'll give you a fast quote. It's probably more inexpensive than you think to have this car brought to your front door. Do it all the time with very good results. Check us out online. Our Google reviews speak for themselves. Take pride in what I do. This is a hobby for me, also a business, of course, but this is more of a passion, and I think it shows in the way I do business. People tell me that all the time, that my passion supersedes the business. So obviously these cars mean a lot to me. give me a call, 508-954-8090. Check us out on the web, orphancargarage.com. Like us here on YouTube. Find us on Facebook, yada, yada, yada. We got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline coming very soon. So stick around, and I appreciate the support from everyone. This Edsel's probably not going to stick around long. Thank you.